morning, Philippines. So for today's vlog, we're going to talk about the taxation in Philippine history, which began in pre-colonial era, followed by Spanish, America, Japanese, and lastly, the post-war era. Together with this era, we're also going to share some information about the administration of different president of the Philippines, starting with Marcos, followed by Aquino, and lastly, Rodrigo Duterte administration. So, arot na!
Hello guys! Did you know that the taxation has already existed before the Spaniard came? I guess not. So sit back and listen carefully. During the pre-colonial era, there is datus, or what they called raha, that is either king or a prince that has the power to collect tributes from their subordinates in exchange for protection or security. Yes, for protection and security of his people. Taxes came in the form of crops and goods that was called buwis or handog, and this trade was mainly called bartered during their period. Timawa or freemen are the ones who primarily pay taxes, while maharlikas and datus were exempted since they provide protection, and uripun were the slaves that were also exempt from taxes. Contador de Resultas was the chief royal accountant during the 17th and 18th century, has the similar duties to Commissioner of Internal Revenue. So, during this time, taxes were collected on value of jewelries, gold trinkets, tobacco, wine, and more. From year 1521 to 1821, the Spanish treasury had to subsidize the Philippines in the amount of 250,000 per annum due to the poor financial condition of the country, which can attribute to the poor revenue collection system of the Philippines. So that is for the pre-colonial period.
Buenos dias, everyone. For today, we're about to dive into the fascinating history of the Spanish colonial era. Did you know that during the Spanish colonial period, Filipino people paid taxes in a variety of ways? Initially, the tributo, encomienda system, diezmos prediales, pinta, and the donativo de Zamboanga. In the tributo, there was 8 to 10 reales, and for the following servisyo was employed by the forced labor. The encomienda system allowed the meritorious peninsulares land ownership, but the diezmos fediales was a government tax. The commission in the internal revenue was included in the local taxes. That's all for Spanish colonial period, guys. I hope you grasped something today. Gracias, everyone!
After pre-colonial and Spanish era, America was the country that administered Philippines with their military governors during an American doctorship, which is last until 1898 to 1901. In 1902, the first civil government was established under William H. Taft. However, it was only the second term of Governor Luke E. Wright that the BIR was created through the passage of Reorganization Act No. 1189. In August 1, 1904, the BIR was formally organized and made operational under the Secretary of Finance, Henry S. D., with John S. Howard as the first collector. During the term of collector halting, the Bureau had its first reorganization on January 1, 1913, with the creation of 8 divisions: accounting, cash, clerical, inspection, law, real estate, license, and records. In the line of Philippinization policy of U.S. President McKinley, the Filipino collectors were appointed. The first 3 collectors were Wenceslao Trinidad, Juan Posadas, and Alfredo Yataw. May 1921, by the virtue of Act 299, real estate, license, and cash division were abolished and their function were transferred to the city of Manila. As a result of transfer, the Bureau was left with 5 divisions, which is the administrative, law, accounting, income tax, and inspection.
Sa episode ngayon, balik tayo sa nakaraan at i-explore ang Japanese era. Specifically yung mga kaganapan sa Bureau of Internal Revenue o BIR. So, picture this. 1937, Secretary of Finance ang nag-reform sa provincial inspection districts at itinatag ang Internal Revenue Office sa bawat probinsya. Parang chill lang, di ba? Pero, biglang World War II happened. Guess what? Ang BIR nagsama-sama sa Customs Office at siya'y pinamumunuan ng isang Director of Customs and Internal Revenue. Ang daming ganap during the Japanese era, mga best. Imagine, BIR Customs Office during wartime, parang intense action movie, di ba? Kamusta kaya yung mga records and taxes during that time? Siguro, sobrang challenging. Kaya mga ka-vlog, comment down below kung alam nyo pa ang ibang detalye about sa Japanese era na to. Ito tayo ngayon para pag-usapan ang mga kaganapan sa Bureau of Internal Revenue sa post-war era dito sa Pilipinas. July 4, 1946, kabibili lang ng Pilipinas ng independence from the US. At guess what? Bumalik ang BIR. Di ba astig? Tapos, on October 1, 1947, may naganap na reorganization under Executive Order No. 94, Consolidation Galore. Divisions merge, records consolidated at may law division pang nabuo para sa mga legal matters. Fast forward to January 1, 1951, nagkaroon ng major reform with the creation of 3 new departments, the Legal, Assessment, and Collection. Yan ang tinatawag na bonggang-bonggang upgrade. Wait, there's more! Late January, Memorandum Order No. 5188 established the Withholding Tax Unit. Imagine, RA 690 introduced the withholding tax system. Kumolekta ng 25% ng total income tax during that period. March 1, 1954, Revenue Memorandum Order No. 41. Third major reform na. Establish ang mga offices tulad ng Specific Tax Division, Litigation Section, Processing Section, at Office of the City Revenue Examiner. Grabe! Ang daming ganap! Tapos, on September 1, 1954 naman, may training unit pa na itinatag through RMO number 5447. Learning is key. Ngayon, let's talk about decentralization. July 20, 1955, BIR established its first 2 regional offices in Cebu and Davao. Bongga, diba? Focus sa tax audit, collection, investigation, legal, at administrative. Fast forward to 1958, from collector to commissioner ang head ng BIR, which is si Jose Aranas, and siya rin ang unang naging commissioner. And alam nyo ba, noong June 19, 1959, RA number 233 or the Rewards Law was passed to enforce tax payment and discourage tax evasion. Imagine, informers get a quarter of the revenue seized. In 1964, nagkaroon ng more regions and inspection districts. Plus, may Tobacco Inspection Board at Accountable Forms Committee sa Commissioner's Office. Sheesh! Ang daming nangyari! What a journey through BIR's post-war era!
Hello guys! So for the next topic, pag-uusapan natin ang Marcos and Aquino's administration. So let's start!
The Blue Master Program and the Voluntary Tax Compliance Program. This program sought to address tax evasions and enhance revenue generation for the government. Number 2, the Administrative Subdivisions and Revenue District Office and Commissioners' various administrations to country underwent the process of further divisions into 20 regional office and establishment of 90 regional district office. Third, the establishment of different office, including the Internal Audit Department, Administrative Service, International Tax Affairs Staff, and Specific Tax Department. Number 4, the Permanent Tax Account Number in 1970 for taxpayers. This system aimed to provide a unique identification number to every taxpayers in the country. Number 5, the introductions of the package audit investigation by the industry. This is one of the most important initiatives that considerably enhance BIR's collection performance. 6. During the martial law period, the President issued several tax amnesty decrees. This serves as a means to generate revenue, encourage tax compliance, and incentives the repatriation of funds held overseas. Number 7, the promulgations of the National Internal Revenue Code of 1977, which updated the 1934 Tax Code. This act as a comprehensive reform aimed at streamlining tax administration, enhancing revenue generation, and ensuring fairness in tax laws and regulations.
Hello everyone! Here's a short trivia about Aquino's administration. Did you know that Corazon Aquino is the 11th President of the Philippines and also his son, Benigno Aquino, is the 15th President of the Philippines? So, let's start! After the People's Revolution in February 1986, a renewed thrust towards an effective tax administration was pursued by the Bureau. Operation Walang Lagay was launched to promote an efficient and honest collection of taxes. Alam niyo ba that on January 30, 1987, the Bureau was recognized under the administration of Commissioners Benvenido Tan Jr. pursuant to Executive Order No. 127. With the advent of Value-Added Tax or VAT in 1988, a massive campaign program aimed to promoting and encouraging compliance with the requirements of the VAT was launched. The adoption of VAT system was one of the structural reforms provided for in the 1986 Tax Reform Program, which was designed to simplify tax administration and make the tax system more equitable. It also, in the 1988, that Revenue Information System Services Incorporation was abolished and transferred back to the BIR by virtue of a memorandum order from the Office of the President dated May 24, 1988. So that's it. I hope you learn a little about Aquino's administration. Have a nice day.
Hello there, knowledge thrill seekers! Welcome to our vlog where facts and fun collide in an explosion of learning and laughter. But first, do you have any idea what is train? The railway cars? Ang train like pag-ensayo? Wrong! The train stands for Tax Reform for Acceleration and Inclusion. So what is train nga ba? During the reign of President Rodrigo Roa Duterte on December 19, 2017, he signed the Law of Train. This is a law that aims to fix number of laws in tax system in order to make it simple, efficient, and fair. It exempts all taxpayers with an annual income of 250,000 pesos or less from paying taxes. In simple words, the train law advocates fair and just taxation wherein it taxes the rich more than the poor. But some analysts believe that the train law is unlikely to alleviate poverty and answer the income inequality in our country. And there you have it, amazing minds, my fellow seekers of brilliance. I want to thank you for joining me and my vlogmates on this symphony of discovery.